Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unapologetically Keto, the place where we no longer apologize for dieting, no longer apologize for not participating in the eating of the junk or whatever it is everybody else is eating. Like, just don't want it for me. You have it. I'm not going to have it. My name is Ralph Peterson, and today's episode, hopefully we have a good show for you. We'll see. I have my best friend in the whole world is coming on with me because I need a support buddy for this show. That's right. I don't have a dog anymore. So instead, I have my best friend, Devin. You're like my support animal today, Devin. That's what I need. I need a little, So just to come to, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I did get a CAC scan. I did get all my blood work done recently. I got an ApoB done, which is the blood work that shows the particle sizes of your cholesterol in your blood. And as much as I really, really deep down hoped for positive numbers, I did not get any positive numbers. And so Devin had to talk me off of a ledge a couple days ago where I was really, really struggling. So I was like, would you come on the show with me on Wednesday night? Help me work through this. But before we get to that, Devin, hello, how are you? Thank you for doing this.
I'm well, and thank you.
How's everything in your world?
Oh, it's the rat race. Same thing every day.
How is everything with dieting? Are you still doing keto or are you still doing carnivore? What are you doing dieting wise? Are you struggling at all?
I think we've kind of talked that keto and carnivore are so closely intertwined.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes.
I think
it's important that you change your diet on a regular basis. So I'll go through a week where I don't have any carbs, none. I'll go through 2 weeks. But then I'll have a week where I have potatoes. Potatoes are the only carbs I ever eat. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm both,
Yeah. I think carnivore is very rugged. Like, I've tried just carnivore a lot. And I'm 90% carnivore. The carbs that I have are from, they're BS carbs. Like, they're from egg yolk. But sometimes a vegetable does get in my way. I'm not opposed to a salad, that kind of thing. So, and I like that. I like having a broccoli. I like having lettuce, with bacon on it, which is, I didn't know that was a salad, by the way. That's a really cool salad with a little crumbled blue cheese, bacon, and lettuce. I'm like, yeah, I'm there all day,
Yeah. I feel it's important. I think we both tried the let's go straight carnivore. But I know we've talked about this before, and I believe strongly, your diet shouldn't control your life. You should control your diet. You find yourself, well, I'm going to be strict carnivore. Well, then you're constantly thinking, well, I can't have this because of that, or I can't have this because of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like, carnivore was a little bit too rigid, too strict for me, but keto, I can have up to 20 grams of carbs. I'm there. I don't eat potato like you, but a vegetable, an onion. God, onions get in my way all the time. Yeah. Can we talk about how good onions are on a burger? What are we going to do with our lives? You know what I mean? Like, there's carbs in those. Not enough. Not enough for me to avoid an onion. Anyway, as is tradition, let me go ahead and show my numbers, and I'm flatlining here. There's, what's so funny about this? This both makes me happy and depressed all at the same time, and the reason is because if you look at my day, this is my everyday, right? These are my daily numbers for 21 days. I think is the tag here, 28 days. So this is a 28-day period we're looking at. And it's just like this up and down constant. And I'm always thinking, like, I wish I could, what is the thing I have to do to just flatline it? Doesn't it make sense that it would just be one straight line? And of course, I finally figure it out, kind of, and it's at a 0.5. These are all 0.5. So for the last 4 days, I've been at literally 0.5 ketones. And if you look at the time, it's 1 p.m., it's nearly 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m., right? Like, so even the time consistency is pretty good. And then if you look at my glucose, it's the same, 82, 81, 82, 86. So I'm super happy with my glucose numbers. I'm just not as happy with my ketone numbers. But I'm trying not to panic. I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you what I did wrong. So I stopped fasting 3 weeks ago. I was fasting for 72 hours a week, every week for 23, 24 weeks. And I'm about to start up again, by the way, if you want to hop on a little fasting train with me. I'm only going to do it, I'm doing it kind of for two reasons. One, because I want to, but I'm traveling every week for the next 5 or 6 weeks. And so I don't like to eat on the road because their choices are just terrible. It's easier just to fast. You know, it's so
right.
All the conferences I'm going to, everything, you know, I mean, Devin, I think you're the one who even told me this. You know that they put, what the hell do they put in eggs to make them fluffier? What is it, like flour or yeast? Biscuit. They put Bisquick, pancake powder in egg. You can't even go to a restaurant and order scrambled eggs or an omelet because they're putting Bisquick in the egg. What are you talking about? Anyway.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I can't, like, the only thing you can do is order a hard-boiled egg or an over-easy egg. Like, you can't even trust a scrambled egg at a restaurant.
Yeah, if you're ordering a scrambled egg at a restaurant, it's kind of what are you getting? Unless you deliberately ask the question, you got to question it.
Yeah. I think diners are really good about just having like eggs, but maybe doesn't matter. When I travel, I don't eat. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm traveling for 3 days every week for the next 6 weeks. And so other than in the middle of April, I'm going to Texas to speak. I'm going to Austin, Texas to speak. And with peace and love, if you're in Austin, Texas, you need Terry Black's barbecue. So I am definitely eating Terry Black barbecue.
Shameless plug there.
Yeah. Like, there's no chance I'm missing Terry Black's barbecue. Actually, we are. Louise is coming with me, so it's really great. So I'm speaking on Thursday morning, and then Thursday night we're going to the Sunset Strip Comedy Club to see The Secret Show with our friends Scott and his wife. So we're Scott and Carol. So we're very excited about that. And I already called Scott because he lives in Austin. I was like, reservations at Terry Black's. All right. So other than that one travel, because we're going from Austin to Miami. We're going to be in Miami for my birthday. And so obviously I'll be eating a steak on my birthday as well. So, all right. So one travel block, I'm not going to fast, but every other travel block, I'm going to fast.
So why do you think you flatlined?
Well, I think this is what I want to believe. Anyway, I don't know that it's true, but this is what I want to believe. So measuring ketones, from what I understand, ketones in your blood are excessive, right? Like if you measure your ketones and you're at anything, it means that that's ketones that your body did not burn. Because when your body consumes only protein and fat, or consumes fat, let's just talk about fat, it only has two choices to do with it. It either uses it for energy or it gets rid of it, right? That's the only two things. If it's glucose, then it has three options. It can use it for energy, it can get rid of it, or it can store it as fat, right? But fat generally is not that same way. So there's a little bit of a different dynamic. So the higher your ketones are, the more your body is revving, the mitochondria are revving those ketones. Your liver is creating all of these excessive ketones. Well, if you look at my history, my ketones have never been below a 1. I mean, for 6 months, they've never been below a 1.
Right.
But they were at like a 1.9, a 2.1, a 2.2, but then they got a 1.9, a 1.7. It wasn't like a drop off, right? It was like a slow, steady, down, down, down. And then it was 0.1, 0.9, 0.7. And now I'm kind of here at this 0.5. And I'd like to believe that my body is just simply adjusted or is still adjusting, right? So it's making the right amount of ketones, right? Like my body's learned how to Goldilocks my ketone production, right? Not too many, not too little, just right.
And that's kind of what I believe too.
Oh, okay.
I had that same thing when I was checking my ketones all the time. It got to a point where I was eating no carbs, but my ketones were still at a 0.5, 0.6, 0.5, 0.6 steadily. And that's when I was like, well, why am I, again, why was I testing every day when the number is going to be the same?
Yeah.
I've become so efficient that that's where I was for my ketones. I was always in ketosis with some form of a level of ketones in my system, but it wasn't extreme because I wasn't doing anything to shock my system, which is why I kind of do believe you need to change your diet every once in a while.
Or change your fasting window, or
that's part of your dieting.
Turn up. So I told everyone last week that I got my cholesterol numbers back and they were over 500. And I was telling you, I was like, I think I know what I did wrong. So let me explain what I did, because there's a bunch of things that I did wrong. I'm pretty sure. But the number one thing that I got wrong was I started to chase ketones. Once my ketones started to drop, and I kept noting, I was at 1.9, 1.8, 1.4, 1.3, 0.9. I started to panic, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why are my ketones going down? Because I saw it as a bad thing, right? And so I reached out to a few people, and my friend Jane, and she's been on the show, and she said, that her ketones are strong, but she started to add MCT8 oil. And I brought it down here just so I can show everybody what MCT8 oil looks like. So this is MCT8 oil, and you can see how much of this is gone. Now, what I want you to know is I drank all that. I didn't cook with it. I didn't add it to a coffee. I literally put it in a shot glass, MCT8 oil. And it was making me sick. I'm going to be honest. Like, it made me sicker than a dog. The first night I did it, Louise and I went out to dinner with some friends, and I'm at the table, and I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody, by the way, I decided to eat MCT8 oil before dinner, and I'm about to die over here. So I do that for like 3 weeks, and my ketones continue to drop. They don't go up. They continue to go down. They're kind of steady, but they're going down. So I'm adding butter, egg yolks, heavy cream, MCT8 oil. I'm adding all of this fat because I'm trying to get when I'm looking at my diet, I'm trying to get because I'm tracking my food every day. I'm trying to get my fat percentage to be like 80%. So, like 20% protein, 80% fat. And I was like, I must be eating not enough. I must be eating too much protein. So maybe I'm overproducing I'm taking in too much protein, and it's causing my glucose. My body to transfer the protein into glucose. By the way, I'm talking like 70, 80 grams of protein. So like not even close to being reasonable, I guess, right? Like the whole gram per body weight. I was like, that's got to be a fault. That can't be right? Like I swear I don't know why, but I had it in my head that everything I was doing was going to increase my ketones. And if I have increased ketones, then I'm healthy. And if I don't have increased ketones, I'm not healthy. That was just in my head. And I'm chasing the DBR, the Dr. Boz ratio. I'm chasing it. I'm like, I need to be under 80. And now I'm at 160. I'm at 127. I'm like, I'm going to die, like, I know it's stupid, but I'm serious. I really got obsessive about it. And then my doctor called and said, hey, run in. We want you to have a blood test. So I go in to have a blood test after 4 weeks of shooting pure MCT8, downing heavy cream like it's on fire. You know what I mean? Like just all this fat. And then I come back and I have a 597 cholesterol. I kind of think I did it to myself.
Yeah,
I went
kinda
from
think
300 in December to 597 in March.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hoping, praying to God that, because I've stopped the madness,
Good.
I'm not going to chase ketones. I'm not going to obsess about it. I'm going to take my finger stick like I do every day and I'm going to mark it and I'm going to go, okay, all right. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say, okay, that's it. I'm not going to chase it.
And one of the things I'm thinking of as you're talking is hearing what you're saying. And again, I could be wrong with the whole concept of ketones and what they do and the different levels. I almost feel like you've lost and kept off a lot of weight recently.
80
And
pounds.
so you don't have as much fat on you to convert to energy. But when you were heavier, your body could produce a lot more ketones.
Oh, I
because it
love
had
what
a
you're
lot more
saying
fat
here.
to use.
Yeah.
And so you subconsciously was trying to give your body more fat to use by taking it in, hoping that would boost your ketone levels higher. Um,
I
and the
love
only reason,
this. Okay.
and the only reason why you were able to keep high ketones higher before, because when you're fasting, your body is constantly digging deeper and deeper and deeper to those fat cells for energy. So going off of fasting and keeping your diet the same, reducing it, being a steady 0.5 is still a good sign that you're in ketosis.
I'm in nutritional ketosis. 0.5 is
Right.
nutritional ketosis. So
Which is where you should be. Anything above a certain level is strictly for
ego,
for fat
vanity.
loss.
I got to tell you.
For vanity to say you were there. It's if you're looking to lose a lot of weight or any weight, all right, get your ketones higher, right? If you're looking to maintain your weight, which let's be honest, that's where you should be at right now, being that you're an athletic person. It's not so much losing the weight, it's maintaining the weight. So staying in
Yeah.
nutritious ketosis should be your goal.
Yeah.
I would almost say if you find yourself at a 2, you should be going, whoa, wait, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Instead of not eating the protein, eat the protein.
Yeah. And start with protein.
Yeah.
Start with protein. Yeah, I love everything you're saying because that totally makes sense to me. Because again, your body is or my body is using the fat storage. It's only choice because I'm only eating one meal a day. So I'm fasting 23 hours a day. Hell, 23 and a half hours. What's it take me to eat a meal? Like 20 minutes. I mean, I'm in and out.
And let's do the math. Let's do the math real quick.
Yeah.
I'm almost willing to bet if you did a self-study and did everything consistent, right? Where I'm getting at is how many calories is your body actually burning in a day now? Versus how many are you giving it to eat?
Yeah.
Right. So as your body becomes more efficient with your lifestyle, it needs less calories to do your daily activities.
Right.
So let's say the average person, at your weight, probably for maintaining at an exercise level, 2,000 calories, maybe.
Yeah.
Call it that.
And that's basically what I've been giving it.
And so if that's what I was going to say, if you're giving your body 2,000 calories a day, your body's not having to go to your body fats at all.
That's fair. That's a really good call. Yeah.
So it's in ketosis because all you're giving it are the fats to eat.
Yeah. That's a good call. Yeah, that's a really good call. And in fact, Dr. Fung, Jason Fung, has a new book out. Actually, let me show it to you because it's I have it here. I bought it. I haven't got it yet. It's going to be here tomorrow. But it's called The Hunger Code. The Hunger Code, and he's been doing a bunch of podcasts lately about this book. And if anybody out there gets a chance to look up Jason Fung, Dr. Fung, just listen to his podcast, the podcast that he's been on recently. It is crazy the stuff that he is uncovering, where he's basically making. I need to share Oprah's book again. He's basically coming to the same conclusion that Inaya Jastreboff, Dr. Jastreboff, she's the one who wrote this book with Oprah Winfrey. How do you say that? Jastreboff? Dr. Jastreboff.
Yeah, that's how I would say it.
She's amazing. She's amazing. And the more I read this book, the more of an Oprah fan I am. I've always, like from a pharma guy, like how much did we ever watch Oprah as kids? Not really, I mean, if my mom had it on in passing kind of thing. But
Right.
as I'm getting older and reading this book about Oprah and her struggle with weight and stuff, like I am in love with Oprah. Like I totally resonate with Oprah. Like I feel all the feels when I'm listening to this book. But so Dr. Fung and her are saying the same thing. I actually have notes on what she is saying. Listen to this. Devin, this blew my mind. I had to stop. I was listening to this while I was running, and I had to stop mid-run to take notes. Like, I'm like, all right, wait a minute. Where am I? Chapter 3. Okay. Like, this is crazy. Okay, listen to this. I'm going to try to do this justice. Again, this is from the book Enough from Dr. Jess. Look up Oprah Winfrey, right? So Oprah is also an author on this book. So the book is Enough. And by the way, let me just say, I know I'm all over the place. The word enough, so the book is called Enough. And when I picked it up, I thought that they called it enough because they were tired of the rat race. They were tired of the dieting hamster wheel, right? Like I thought that's what they meant about enough. Turns out, nope. What they are actually saying is if you are heavier than you want to be, like what do you know, Devin? What weight you always end up at? Like, you know what I mean? Like you diet and you lose weight, but then you'll gain a little bit back. Or what is that weight that you always end up at? For me, it's like 280, 270. That's where my body seems to settle for one reason or another. Do you know what your number is?
No.
No. Has there been like a place where you're
Lately,
just
it's
constantly?
about that 260, 270.
Yeah,
I would have to
okay,
say that.
okay. So,
Normally when I get there, I go, all right, let me go back down. And
yep, perfect. Yep, me too, right? So she's saying that if you can identify where you keep yo-yoing to, like where that, not maybe even your highest, whatever, but that place that you always kind of go to and you're like, God damn it, let me do it again. That is what she calls the enough point. And that's not enough like your attitude. That's what your brain thinks you need to be. You don't have control over it.
I believe that concept. So I don't know if you remember, when I first started losing weight, 280, I was 350, 360.
Is that when I gave you an award? Is that when I gave you an award?
That was years ago. So back then, I got there, and then I gained weight back, and I was right back to 320, 330, 350. That was my enough, as you're putting it. So when I started losing weight a few years back, my first goal was to get to 280. And I wanted to stay there for a while to make that my enough, to get used to what that feels like. And instead of going back to eating regularly, after a few months of staying there, seeing if I could maintain that weight, I wanted to go back down again and slowly make my enough point lower and lower and lower.
Right. I completely understand and agree with you, except what she's saying and what Dr. Fung is saying, the enough point is not up to you. The enough point is not controlled by you, it's controlled by your biology. And everybody has a different enough point. And what it is it's our brain. So let me ask, let's just a couple of things. Like, why do we desire food? The reason that we desire food is biologically in place, because if we didn't desire food, we wouldn't chase food, wouldn't go after it, we wouldn't be alive as a species. Right? Like, if we didn't care about food, we never thought about it, had no desire, weren't really, right? Like, it's a hard, I'm not trying to say like everything is, because I believe in Jesus, of course. So not everything is evolution, but there is a reason that we desire food. There's a reason why we have taste buds, right? And it is to make sure that we are attracted to food so that we eat food for life. Dr. Fung and the book in Enough, they both say the same thing. Both come to the same conclusion that your brain decides how much food is enough for you to live on in case of any catastrophic event. And when we diet, when we restrict calories, we think, oh, I just want to fit into this pair of pants. Our brain thinks we are in crisis mode. We're going to be starving. Okay, now let me bring up the point. Oh my God, this is so amazing. Okay, so there's 3 hormones. These 3 hormones that control this whole program. So, oh my God. Oh, say. So the ghrelin hormone is what you feel right before you're going to eat a meal. It's when you're like, oh my God, I'm hungry. Your kind of stomach is rumbling and you feel all the feels. That is when your body is saying, we want food. And the more you're like, I'm not having the food, guess what happens? The noise goes up.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's back. Gremlin is a growth hormone.
Yeah. No.
So that hunger you're feeling, we associate with it being hunger for food.
Yeah.
It's really your body saying it needs to fix, repair, or grow something, so it needs resources.
It is triggered, right. But hold on. We know, or they know through their testing, that the signal goes down as soon as you enter food. So it goes up and it gets more intense, like a screaming baby in the corner. When you keep ignoring it, it gets louder and louder and louder until you give it food. As soon as you put food in your mouth and all the hormones start communicating, the ghrelin noise goes down. So we know there's a direct correlation. Okay. Then we have leptin. Leptin is a satiety hormone that tells you stop eating. Stop eating. You don't need any more food. We're totally fine, right? And it comes from the fat cells and it drops, meaning when you lose weight or if you start restricting diets. And in this study that she was talking about, they had like a bunch of people in a lab that they were doing everything. First of all, they were in the lab 24/7. So they were monitoring their fluid intake, their calorie intake. They were weighing their bowel movements and their urine. I mean, like constant blood, like they were, and that's how they found leptin, by the way. They found this hormone from this massive study where they really said, all right, we're going to control everything we can about these people in this study. And half of them, they did not restrict calories, and the other half, they did restrict calories. So they were trying to see what would happen. Mm-hmm. So when they put these people on a restricted calorie diet, the satiety, the feeling of being full, the noise, like the signal, like, hey, we're getting full, got quieter. So on one hand, you could say, yeah, because you're restricting calories. So it was never signaling to say, hey, we're full, because it wasn't full. Because they were like, we have plenty of room here, right? So instead of screaming, hey, we're full, stop eating, it just stopped communicating, get lower, lower, lower. Like it's, it's whispering and like getting a lot quieter. Does that make sense? So when you're hungry and you're restricting calories, the hunger noise goes up because the hormone, the ghrelin hormone, is like, hey, we're starving over here. We need more food. We need more food. Why aren't you listening to me? Right? Screaming baby in the corner. And the leptin at the same time, because you're on that calorie restricted diet, it's getting quieter. It's saying, you know what? We don't have enough food to fill us. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm following.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now we have insulin, when insulin enters your blood, it's like the set of instructions, and it tells your body what to do with the food. And the more insulin in your body, in your blood, what it tells your body to do is either burn it or store it. Those are the only two things that it does, right? That's why people on insulin, people who type 2 diabetics, you know what is the most common side effect of insulin? Weight gain. They constantly gain weight. So their doctors are like, hey, we're going to put you on insulin because you're overweight, and you wouldn't have to be on insulin if you lost weight, and then insulin makes you gain weight. What the F is happening, right? Like it doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, here's what the best part about this is. Or not the best part, but just simply the best understanding. Once these people who were in the experiment, they were in the calorie restriction, stopped calorie restricting and went right back to their normal way of eating, and right, so that now they're no longer calorie restricting, right? They're eating the food that they were eating prior to the experiment, the same amount of food they were eating prior. So of course they're going to regain the weight, and they do. So all the weight that they lost, they regain, but then they regain even more. Why? Well, it turns out that these two little nasty little hormones, the ghrelin, that when you were calorie restricted started to scream like a child in the corner, once you went back to eating normal, it didn't change. It's still screaming, I'm hungry. Right. They don't know why, but it is measurable that the desire for food is at this high level. It's as if you are still calorie restricting, even if you aren't. Isn't that crazy? And the leptin, remember, it got quiet as a church mouse because it was never full. So it reduced its noise. You go back to eating your normal, your stomach is overfilled, and it's still quiet as a church mouse. So it's still not telling your body, hey, I'm full. And that is why you gain more weight when you stop dieting. Because the hormones are working against you. Your own body's hormones are working against you.
Well, all right. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Go on.
And
you're going to argue with Dr. Jastreboff? How dare you? And Dr. Fung?
I know.
He's agreeing. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Your hormones aren't fighting against you. They're doing what they're supposed to do. We make conscious decisions based off of what we think we know about our bodies. The funny part is, how many people actually take time to think about what they're doing? So ghrelin, why do you gain weight? You're absolutely right with everything you said. But why is it? It's because our bodies become efficient. If you're a heavier person and you eat normally 3,000 calories a day, you would think that, well, that's a lot. So you cut your calories down to what a normal person should eat for a certain weight. So you restrict your calories to 2,000. If you stick to that diet, eventually your body doesn't lose any more weight. It just gets used to it. It becomes efficient. And so if you consciously say, I'm done with this diet, I consciously feel too restricted, so I'm going to go back to eating what I like to eat, your body has already become efficient at the 2,000 calories. So now you're giving it more. Your body isn't prepared to do more.
Okay,
So you got to gain all the way back.
I like what you're saying, and with peace and love, Dr. Fung says you are wrong.
Right?
You are not consciously overeating or undereating. You can consciously overeat. You can consciously undereat. You're right. You can willpower your way through it. But who are you fighting? See, you're going to go like, I'm fighting my own mind. No, you're not. You're fighting your biology. You're fighting hormones, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose because your body does not want to die. And it thinks, even though you're at 280 pounds, it thinks you are not at a healthy enough weight for survivability. That's what your body thinks. That's what Dr. Fung is saying. That's what I can't believe I can't pronounce her name, Jastreboff says.
So let me ask you some questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait. Let me give you this. Let me give you this one analogy. Oh, this is what Dr. Fung said.
I don't want an analogy.
Dr. Fung said this. He said 90% of all diets fail. 90%. I think he actually said like 99.7% of all diets fail. Now, it's either because 99.7% of people who diet are just worthless, no good, or the message, the all the guidelines from all the gurus is wrong. Which is it? I mean, if you have 90 people, if you have 100 people and 100 students in a class,
you're not going to like this response.
And 90% of them fail their math test. I mean, is it the teacher or is it all the 90 students?
I'm gonna go against the grain here.
Go ahead.
So if you're saying in the book, Dr. Fung says 90% of diets fail.
Yeah.
Those are the words he used.
Something like that.
Something like that. Well, if he's saying that diets are things that you start and they can be failed, then he's saying that it's an event and all events end.
No, he's pointing at the
when you diet, when you say I'm going to go on a diet to lose weight, then it's an event to lose weight. The proper statement should have been, I'm going to change my diet and my lifestyle because I don't like the weight I live at now.
No matter how you frame it, I think the outcome or the intention and the outcome are the same. The intention is that you want to fit in a better pair of jeans, get healthier, like you want to lose weight for whatever reason.
No, but it plays to the next part that I was going to say.
Go ahead.
And that is, you were saying that ghrelin causes hunger.
Yeah.
And that hunger, if you don't feed it, gets stronger.
No, it doesn't cause hunger. It signals your brain when you are hungry. So your stomach, the ghrelin it's only a signaling hormone. It's not causing anything. It's just the alarm clock. Hey, need some food over here. We're running out. We're running low. That's all the ghrelin is. It's a hormone signaler. It's a communicator.
Yeah. I get that.
Okay.
And so I have a couple questions.
Yeah. I might not have answers, by the way. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Stronger for somebody on a standard American diet, or is it different between a keto and a standard American diet?
He didn't make any distinction.
You've had both. I'm asking
Yeah.
you your opinion. How do you feel it is? How's your hunger when you're on your current diet versus what it was?
Well, not even close to being the same, because the keto diet, it's a fat forward diet. I'm on Zepbound, so which also helps with the food noise. So I'm never hungry, and in fact, I don't know that I've ever truly been really hungry. I mean,
Well, that also brings into my next question.
Yeah.
When you do have those hunger pains, is it forever hunger, or can that noise go away without even eating?
Well,
being
as
somebody
somebody
who's
who
fat.
fasted for 72 hours a week for 23 weeks, I'll tell you, it goes away.
Yeah.
It goes away because you go into autophagy. Your body starts eating itself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess that's why I'm struggling as you're showing me that stuff on the books. I'm struggling to buy into it because I don't look at ghrelin and hunger and leptins the same way. A lot of what we think is hunger is sometimes just our mind playing with us.
Yeah, no,
We think
that's
we're hungry
true.
because it's a normal time that we would eat.
Yeah, or it's
Uh,
a social occasion, you're bored, there's a bag of chips in the cupboard. Right. I agree. I agree. I
know,
agree. But and the thing that they're getting to is the discovery of how they're getting more and more knowledge about how the trizepatides, the GLP-1s work. Why do they work so well? Why do they work so well? And it's because it is fixing a hormone imbalance. Because your body just always wants to be in homeostasis. It always wants to be in balance. That's all it is. And so the GLP-1 is not addressing the hunger. It's not addressing how heavy you are. It's not addressing even your heart rate or your exercise level. It is addressing only one thing: your hormone. It is a replacement hormone for the GLP-1 hormone. And what does the GLP-1 hormone do? It does two things. Number one, it signals that you've got enough food. And it tells the stomach to slow down. So the food that you eat stays in your stomach longer because the GLP-1 is saying slow down, slow down. That's why if you're on keto or carnivore, the reason that you are so full for so long is because there's no carbohydrate. So carbohydrates get broken down in the mouth. The excretions in the mouth break down the carbohydrates. Protein gets digested in the stomach, and fat gets digested in the colon. So all three of those foods get digested somewhere else. If you don't have carbohydrates, then you're not adding that slippery substance that you know what it's like to have Chinese food, and then you have to go into the bathroom an hour later. Well, you didn't just have rice. You had chicken, steak, right? Like you had meat, you had fat, and you had carbohydrates. Why are you off to the bathroom in 30 minutes? Well, the reason is because the combination of the meat and the carbohydrates made it so that the stomach can't just sit and process the protein. It's also excreting the carbohydrates that you just introduced. So it's just kind of pushing everything out. All right, get out of here. If you're not just going to give me protein, get out of here. But if you just give it protein and fat, well, guess what? And now your stomach is really working hard. It's taking longer to break it down. It's taking its time. You're fuller longer. By the time the fat gets to the colon, now the colon is working extra. So that's why that satiety goes down. Am I saying that right? Satiety?
no,
No,
it's
I'm not saying it right.
Satiety.
Satiety. I'm like, society? No, satiety.
You keep saying it. I'm like,
I know.
correct.
I recognize that I was doing it wrong.
I know what he means, so I'll let him go with it.
Satiety. That's what I meant. And so on a keto carnivore diet, which again, go back to Dr. Boz, she doesn't let anybody. She's not a fan of anybody being on a trizepatide, a Zepbound or anything, unless you're on a keto diet. Because she thinks you have to be metabolically in a good place and before you can continue to try to fix yourself metabolically with hormone replacement. Like, what's the point if you're not going to, do it the proper way? So they're making the case that, and again, I haven't read Dr. Fung's book yet. It'll be here tomorrow. And from what I've gathered from I'm going to get her name right, Jastreboff. I love her. I apologize for not being able to pronounce your name, but I do love you. I think you're fantastic. Dr. Jastreboff. She's not a keto doctor. Dr. Fung, not a keto doctor. They're not saying you should be on keto. Dr. Fung even has a cookbook. In addition, here, let me show you, because as I was looking at it, he didn't just write a new book on the hunger. Here, where is? Look, he even has a cookbook, the Hunger Code Cookbook. And if you notice, well, it could be keto, I guess, except for the tomatoes. But you know what I mean? Like he's talking about whole food wellness. Yeah. Whole food. So that's clearly not keto food wellness, right? So Dr. Fung is not touting keto. Dr. Jastreboff is not touting keto. But they are still recognizing that there's a hormone imbalance. And if you're finding yourself overweight.
Correct that balance?
What's that?
How do they recommend to correct that balance?
I don't know. I know that Dr. Jastreboff is keto, is tirzepatide. I don't know if it's Zepbound or Ozempic, but that's Oprah's whole story. Oprah's whole story is my whole life, all I ever thought about was food. That's it, always. And I always wondered why everybody else lived it. How could they must be so strong. Oprah Winfrey, the most successful woman in my lifetime, is wondering how everybody else is stronger than her, has more discipline than her, has more willpower than her. That's ridiculous. Right? And then she starts asking people, how do you overcome, thinking about food all the time? And you know what she finds out? Something interesting, Devin. There are a lot of people out there that never think about food all the time. What? I didn't know that. I did not know that there were people walking around, healthy individuals, not focused on food, not thinking in the morning what they're going to have for lunch, not eating lunch and thinking about dinner. Can you believe that, Devin? That's never been me. I've always thought about food. I wake up in the morning thinking about food. Or did until I started taking the Zepbound. And now I don't have cravings for food at all. Like the food whistle is gone, like that dog whistle kind of, it's always in your head. And so I know that she's pro trizepatide. Oprah is definitely pro trizepatide. I have not yet read Dr. Fung's book, so I don't know what he's going to say. But I will say that he's going down the same road, talking about how it's a hormone imbalance. Now, as you know, Dr. Fung is big on fasting. His whole thing is fasting works every time. And if it's not working after 2 days, just give it one more day. And if it doesn't work after 3 days, give it another day, right? Like it's the cheapest diet in the world, right?
Yep.
And then he's talking about how, his whole thing is autophagy, whereas Dr. Boz, her whole thing is mitophagy. So autophagy is where the body is eating itself, but it's like eating cells to repair and get rid of all the broken and stuff. Mitophagy is eat raw meat or nothing will change. Thanks, Mark. I like raw meat. I like raw fish. I like raw tuna, right? I like steak tartare. Anyway, mitophagy is when you're replacing your mitochondria. And that's why she's a big fan of course, sardine challenges, right? So you do the sardine challenge. The whole point is you get into mitophagy, where you're recreating mitochondria. Where Dr. Fung is like autophagy, just to get rid of all the broken whatever. It's so funny that Dr. Fung, I have the quote here. It says, if 90% of people fail at a diet, it's probably not a willpower problem, it's a biology problem. That's what Dr. Jason Fung says. What if it is just biology, though, Devin? But no, don't argue. Just what if it is? Could you imagine that?
I can't agree with that.
No, I know that. I know. But
so I can't really even talk to it. I don't agree with this. It's a biology thing. I believe
it's merely 100% your willpower. You are too weak of a person.
I think it is when you say biology, And you use the example of you're wired this way.
Yeah.
It's because of who we are from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
And also
I
just in
don't
your
agree with that.
upbringing. Also in your upbringing. You
I
know, the
believe
food that
it
was
was your
available to us
upbringing.
as kids.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
completely your upbringing, and therefore it was something you learned.
Hmm.
And there were behaviors that you were
Like
taught.
we were
It's
always
how
taught to
you
finish our
cope.
plates, and now we always finish our plate.
Right.
I
You
don't think
don't
that's
throw food
true.
away. You get a second helping. You eat the second helping.
Yeah.
Um, if there's food in the house, you eat it now because Joe's going to eat it tomorrow, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you hold on to
so
any other fears like that? Or do you hold on to anything else like that in your life? Is there anything else that when you were a kid was a true for you
yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
not a true for you anymore, but you still hold on to it? Or is it only with food?
Oh no, there's lots
Like
of
what?
things, and I'm
Could,
willing to bet if anybody actually looks at themselves deeply enough,
yeah.
you'd have to admit there's lots of things that you hold still to this day from when you were a kid.
I don't think there's I don't think there's really much of anything I can think of. The one thing when I was a kid, I was always scared. I was always scared. But I lived, I grew up in a kind of a chaotic household where, I was the youngest of four kids. So I had six people wanting to beat me up at all times, right? Or five people wanting to beat me up at all times. Like it was a scary household, right? But I'm not scared anymore. I don't hold on to that, even though that was a real thing for me for a
If you
decade or
if you
more.
really think about it, you're
Yeah.
thinking of the conscious things that you can remember, and how is it consciously affecting you today? I say it is affecting you today. I
Yeah.
say that is largely how you became who you are today. For
All right.
instance, act like your sister for a week. Could you do it?
I mean, probably I wouldn't enjoy it, but
Right?
all right. So let me just get back to this. Let me just get back to this. So you think, and sincerely,
Yeah.
you you think that it's your belief, your understanding about you, that you just aren't good enough to lose weight and keep it off.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Well, then why
I,
haven't you
I
been
think you're
successful?
confused.
Why haven't you been successful, Devin? If it's your fault, then let's hear it. Like, what is it? What are you doing wrong? What do you need?
I need time.
How much
Uh,
more time? You're 50.
Ralph, you have moments of, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How much of your life, people talk, I actually used this today in an earlier meeting. How much of do you know what your final destination is?
You mean, what do you mean?
Where do you want to be? How do you want to end your life?
How do I want to end my life?
Yeah, I can tell you mine. I want to live to 80 years old enough to see my sons and my daughters grow up and have their own families and see some grandchildren. I
Okay.
want to do it in a way that I don't have to worry about my lights on, you
Okay.
know, or bills not being paid. I don't want to be
Okay.
rich, but I don't want to be poor. I'd like to do
Okay.
some travel, but
All
I
right.
don't want to be abroad all the time.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. I
That's how
want
I
to
want to
be,
end my life.
I just want to be, continue to be useful. And I don't want to die. I don't, 80 sounds too young. 80 sounds very close.
My point is, what was your view on that 30 years ago?
Well, I never thought about it then. I mean, then it was like a million miles away.
Okay, so now take your inquisitive questions towards me,
Yeah.
and you say, I'm 50. How much more time do you need? It took me 50 years to figure out that I wanted something different in my life.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, but that's not what we're
And,
talking
and
about.
now that I have it, I'm doing what I told you earlier. I'm putting realistic goals in front of me, doing my best, everything going on in the life. You get used to certain patterns, you do certain things. It takes time to retrain your mind to do it differently.
Right. I know. No,
And you got to be conscious about it because your subconscious is going to win, right?
why is your
It's
subconscious going to win?
it's going to win if you let it. If you're not consciously paying attention, if you just think, "Oh, I have this. I've been doing it now for a year. I'm good to go." It's going to win because if I tell you right now A B C D E, don't finish the sentence, you're finishing the sentence. What if I told you the alphabet isn't A B C, it's actually A B D F? And from now on, that's how you're going to say it.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense to me.
How that's kind of the point. That is exactly the point. But if I've
You're
told you
getting off the
that's the right way of
subject.
doing it.
You're deflecting.
Hmm?
You're
I'm not
deflecting.
deflecting. I'm not deflecting. You're not
What
seeing
is
the
wrong
logic.
with you? I want to know what's wrong with you.
I need to learn. I need to teach my body.
What if? What if?
Your solution is I need a drug. I
Yeah.
don't need drugs.
No,
No.
not my solution. My understanding, my awakening is that I
Your
thought that I wasn't strong enough. I thought I wasn't smart enough. I thought I just didn't find the right diet. I thought that it just wasn't the right time for me. I thought that, when I listen, I mean, we're not going to have time to talk about it tonight, but I just got the worst news about my body, and egg on my face, by the way, because I've been listening to all the gurus on all the YouTube channels. I've been buying all the books, reading all the things about how great keto and carnivore is, and how high cholesterol is just a farce and BS this and BS that. And I bought it all hook, line, and sinker. I really did. And I really thought, like, oh my God, this is the cure for me. I know what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be doing keto and carnivore, and I'm going to heal myself, and I'm going to be healthy as a hell, and I'm going to live forever. And you know what I just found out, Devin? I just found out that my cholesterol and my CAC score, my calcium deposits that are in my veins already, and my APOP, whatever, the particle sizes that are floating through my blood right this second, I'll be lucky if I get 10 years. I will be lucky, Devin. I'll be lucky. Because I am discovering my worst fear. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Have we done too much as younger? I spent decades overeating. I spent decades of drinking and smoking cigarettes, and you wake up when you're 50, and you're like, holy shit! Is the damage irreversible? Did I do too much to myself already? And from that realization that I had a couple of years ago, December 2024, when I started having chest pains, that's when I was really like, holy hell, I've really overdone it. And then I've been on this keto carnivore experimenting, journey of mine. And here I am. Now it's 2026. And I'm arguing with my doctors, Devin. I'm arguing with them. I'm treating them like they're stupid. Like they don't know what they're talking about, because they don't believe in keto and carnivore, and they think it's dangerous. And I'm like, I'm going to show you. And everyone's like, yeah, you get your CAC scan and it'll be 0. And then you'll show everybody, they'll be able to see that you're not causing anything. Well, guess what? My CAC score is over 1,000.
Yeah, but we talked about that.
400 is high.
It takes 12 to 20 years for those levels to build up.
No,
to that level.
I know. I appreciate that. What I'm trying to say, though, is that this entire time I have been thinking, for the last 30 years at least, I have been trying to win the battle in my mind over food. I'm trying to win it. And
Yeah, but now you're letting somebody give you an easy button.
it's not an easy button. Like, these are not an easy button. These are not an easy button. I could work harder to read. I could just struggle.
Yeah. You are and I am who I am because of my own choices. We all struggle. We all do things.
You don't think you have biology that plays a role at all?
Everybody has biology that affects their life.
I know, but you don't think biology affects your life?
I believe it does. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's unique to you. It's your
It is.
biology. Nobody has your
Yeah,
biology, just you. Is it possible that there's something growing or doing something inside your body that you may not even know that it's doing it today, but that one day might pop its ugly head up and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
of course. Of
Well,
course.
okay. So at least you agree that you can be manipulated by your biology. You just don't agree that diet is one of those things.
I don't believe I don't believe Gremlin and Lipton's are. I don't think I can put the blame on my health and my fitness on some biological ailment. No, that's my lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
Maybe choices I didn't make
Yeah.
as growing up,
Right.
but it's what taught me to be who I am.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree in a sense that I know that I did this to me. I know I
Yeah.
did this to me, right? But what I'm also discovering is that I didn't have much of a choice.
Well, I'll say you did. Your body says you're hungry. Do you have to eat?
Yeah, you do. Stop
Not if your
breathing
body
for a
says
minute,
you're
Devin.
hungry.
Hold your breath. I mean, you could hold your breath. You could. You could probably hold your breath a lot longer than you think, right?
My point is,
But
your
your
body says
body
you're hungry.
doesn't
You don't
want
have
you to
to
hold
eat.
your breath. But if you hold your breath for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, your body's not going to care. Be like, ah, stupid, silly kid. But you try holding it longer, your body will be like, what the hell are you trying to do? What the hell? And it'll get louder, and it'll get louder, and it'll get louder. That is, in essence, it's like just, I'm trying to make a comparison, but that is food noise. When you restrict calories, and it may be not true for you, but it's true for me. But anytime I tried to restrict calories, it just made the food noise even louder. I couldn't get it out of my head. Like I was always hungry. Couldn't get it out of my head. No matter what I did. Now, there's either two reasons. Either because I wanted to suffer and I was intentionally making myself think about food. Or my body, my biology was going, what the hell? You're not feeding us enough. Which is it? I'm
I think it's
asking.
the first. I think it's the earlier.
You think I'm intentionally trying to make myself suffer?
It's not intentionally making yourself suffer. We've associated food with comfort for so long. So when our bodies feel uncomfortable, it's telling you, hey, this is how you can feel comfortable. The fact that you agree that hunger, you might be hungry right now, but if you get up and go for a walk, you're not going to be hungry in a half hour.
Yeah, no, I
That
know.
tells you it's partly an emotion. Your
No,
body's
it tells you
saying,
that
hey,
your
it's
biology
time to eat.
works. No, that only tells you that your biology works. Because your body does not want to use its fat storage. Because it only stores that fat for later, for an emergency. So if there's food available, it's like, hey, get me some food, get me some food, get me some food. If you
My,
don't, it's like,
my
fine,
point is, my
I'll
point
go
is that
into
you
the
can quiet the
I'll go into the
noise.
reserve, but I don't want to.
My point is you can that noise does quiet. It's not constantly getting higher. It will go down, and then it'll go up, and then if you focus on it, it's going to get higher and higher and higher. So that is a choice. I fast too, and my longest fast was 7 days. Well, 6 days, and
Nobody's fact checking you.
until I got close to the target that I set for myself, I was able to manage the hunger just by, oh, I'm hungry. Let me go do some push-ups. Let me go for a walk around the neighborhood. Let me go do this. That feeling went away. I'd wake up the next morning and I wouldn't be hungry most of the day.
And what if
But
you had no fat storage?
the closer I got to my target time, the more I thought about food, the more hunger got there. And it made it harder and harder and harder. And I didn't just say one day, hey, I'm going to go for a 7-day fast. I mean, it was like that when I first did a 24-hour fast. I felt that. I did that a few times. It got easier. It made it to 48, to 36, to 72. It's teaching your body and your mind how to manage the hunger.
Can I send you a couple of? Would you read Dr. Fung's new book?
Oh yeah, I would read it. I'd love to read it. Actually, it'd be great.
It's available now. You can have it if you order it right now to be at your house in the morning. It's even as an Audible. You can listen to it while you go for a walk.
Oh, there it is. Maybe I'll do that.
How about this? I would love to start a book club. I don't like reading all alone here. I'd much rather have a book club. Everybody reading with me. All right, Devin. Well, thank you for indulging me. I totally respect what you're saying because I have felt the same way my whole life. I always thought I wasn't working hard enough. I always thought that I didn't have enough willpower. I always thought I was a lazy SOB. Like, of all the things, like, well, how come I hated myself for it. And maybe you're right. Maybe I am cheating. Maybe I am, I found something that I can make an excuse for.
If it works, at the end of the day, I don't care. If it works for you, it works.
Here I'm trying to say. Hold on. Thank you for that. But this is what I'm trying to say. I'm willing to be wrong. I really am. I just would ask you to be the same. Be open to being wrong about your opinion.
Oh, I am completely
Don't just hold on to it. This is what I know. Let's not do that. If you're open to it, then let's read Dr. Fung's book together.
I'm open to anything. I am open to it. What I'm saying, for me, medications, drugs have always been a no for me.
I agreed. Me too.
I won't. You know what I mean? It's like...
Well, I mean, alcohol and marijuana I enjoyed for a long time. But now, no.
Yeah.
I'm older. I've grown. Right. But there was a time,
And I'd love to know what his context is, because I've read Dr. Fung's first book, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, on fasting. On fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually read it a few times. So
let's read his newest book.
And I'm interested to see what he says in the new book, to get his context on it.
Because we agree that he's a reasonable person.
Oh yeah, and a
he's
lot of the
smart.
stuff that he says makes sense. Like,
yeah,
he was
everything
the first person I heard that said, "Don't count calories. It doesn't make sense to count calories." And everybody took that out of context, and look, this guy's crazy. But they only snapshot that one saying, not realizing the full context of the conversation he was having.
Yeah. So you're open.
Yeah,
I'm open to being wrong. You be open to being wrong. Let's just be open to learn.
Let's be open to being right too.
I didn't want to say that because I don't want to at the end go, I told you so. I mean, I will say that, but I don't want to. You understand? Yeah. That might be a learned thing from when I was a kid that I'm not going to let go of. Right? Like, na boo boo. That might be something that I did learn as a kid. I'm probably going to hold on to. So you can look out for that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on with me, Debo. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Good conversation. Good discussion. Everybody heard it. Witnesses in the room. Debo is reading a book with me. Dr. Fung's newest book. What is it called again? The Hunger Code? The Hunger Code. Yeah. The Hunger Code. Get it on Audible, or I bought the hardcover. I'm into the hardcover reading at this point, but you get the Audible. We'll read it together, Devin. We're going to come back.
All right.
And we're going to talk about Dr. Fung's new book.
And I'm going to say, see, I told you he agreed with me.
I'm open. All right, that's it. Debo, Ralph, that's me. See you guys later. Thank you so much.
See you, bud.
Bye.